Today we are going to start with a new chapter. It is called as risk management. This part mainly comprises of theory chapters, but only few questions are there for practical part. So we'll cover that. Okay. So we'll see standard normal distribution table. What does this say? Okay, this is not a specific topic. Okay, we have topic afterwards. Okay, value at risk is the main topic, but standard normal distribution you should know before solving value at risk. Okay, from standard normal distribution table your value at risk sum will be derived. So what is standard normal distribution table? It is used to calculate the probability for any case. Okay, if you want to calculate probability of, let's suppose, how much will be the runs scored in a particular stadium. Okay, so you can find that. Okay, if you want to see that how much will be the temperature tomorrow, okay, for that you'll get a probability. Okay, using past data. Okay, this is a universal table. Standard normal distribution table is a universal table for probability. Okay, so what are the steps to be followed to calculate the probability, okay, of any case? Okay, the first step is calculation of z score of required value. Okay, so in question they would have given a required value. Okay, for that we need to calculate a z score. Okay, so how do we calculate a z score? Okay, it is x minus mu. This sign is known as mu divided by standard deviation. Okay, x is your required value and mu is your average value and standard deviation is your normal standard deviation. Okay, z score, it reflects average value में स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन का कितना टाइम्स चेंज करने से रिक्वायर्ड वैल्यू आएगी. ओके, सो हाउ मेनी टाइम्स योर स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन चेंजेस विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू योर एवरेज वैल्यू. ओके, next is your this is the first step to calculate z score. Okay, next you have to calculate probability on the basis of z score by using standard normal distribution table. Okay, you got a z score. Now what you will do, you will see, for that we need to understand the graph first. Okay, we need to understand this graph first. Okay, what does this diagram say? See, this is a curve. Okay, and this, let's suppose this is your number line. Okay, this is your minus number line and this is your plus number line. Okay, till infinity it goes. Okay, what is your average value? Your average value, that is your mu, is your mean value, that is your center value of the number table. Okay, it will always be 0. It will be denoted as 0. Okay, so on the left hand side it will be 50% and on the right hand side it will be 50%. Probability I am talking about. Okay, because it is distributed evenly across the number line. Okay, so the total area probability is equal to 1. Okay, here are some examples we'll try to understand. If your z score is 2.3, okay, it is in positive, so how can we denote it? Firstly, 0 is my mu, okay, and my z score is 2.3. okay, we'll plot 2.3 here. Okay, and the area between my mean and z score is my is one thing we can do. Next, if the question is asking cumulative area, so cumulative area means what? We'll see the total value. Okay, after 2.3 we'll exclude and we'll take the total value till here. Okay, and if they are saying the area of tail only, okay, so we'll take only after 2.3, okay, of the positive integer. If z score is minus 2.3, then what we'll do, we'll plot the minus 2.3 in the left hand side, right? Okay, so area between mean and z score, so if they ask in question we'll get this. Okay, the answer will be same in each of the case, it's just different presentation. Cumulative area, same thing. Tail area is just one part after 2.3. Okay, so here is an example given here. We'll see. Okay, we'll for better understanding. Average wealth of a person in a city, let's say Mumbai, is 5 lakhs. Standard deviation is 1.5 lakhs. Okay, calculate probability of people having wealth of less than 2 lakhs. Okay, so average wealth is 5 lakhs. Okay, average will be the middle figure. Okay, standard deviation is that how much variance it can get, it is 1.5. Okay, and calculate the probability of people. To calculate probability, what we need to do, first we need to do z-score. Okay, how do we calculate z-score? It is your mean value, sorry, required value. What is the required value? You want probability of people having wealth less than 2 lakhs. Okay, so 2 lakh required value minus your average value, x minus mu, divided by standard deviation, that is a 1.5. Okay, so how much will get? See, 2 minus 5 divided by 1.5. I'm getting the value as minus 2. Okay, now they have given here case. Okay, minus 2. If it's minus 2, where we'll put? We'll plot it in the left hand side. Okay, left hand side we'll plot it. Now what they are asking is that case 1, area between mean and z-score of 2 is 0.447. Okay, mean and z-score of 2, that is here. Okay, mean and z-score is 0.447. Since it is equally distributed, so this will be same for negative side also. Okay, so this part also will be your 0.4472. Okay, so cumulative area up to z-score is 0.9772. Cumulative area up to z-score is 0.9772. Okay, this much part is your 9772. The area of one tail left or right from z-score is 0.228. Okay, this part is 228. So now what in the question they are asking is that here it's 5 lakh and here it will be 4 lakh, 3 lakh and 2 lakh, right? So below 2 lakhs, how many people are there? Okay, what is the probability? So if you want to calculate, we can do it like this. See, this total part is 0.5. Okay, 0.5 minus your area between your z-score and 2 is 0.4472, right? 0.4772. I'm getting answer as 0.228. Okay, they are already given here. Okay, in any method you can do, so it is one method. Okay, average wealth of a person in a city is 5 lakhs, standard deviation is 1.5. Calculate the probability of people having wealth more than 2 lakhs. Okay, more than 2 lakhs, that is this value they are asking. Okay, so what is my required value? It is 2 lakhs minus 5 lakh divided by 1.5. Okay, it is till now also it is coming minus 2 only. Okay, minus 2 is my z-score. So what they are asking is calculate the probability of people having wealth more than 2 lakhs. Okay, 2 to 0. Okay, this part I need to analyze. So what all question is given? Area between mean and z-score is 0.4772. So this will be my answer, 0.4772. Okay, no, it is more than 2 lakhs. No, so this total cumulative area they are asking. Okay, so this will not be sufficient. Okay, so 0.4472. Okay, this is just for one part. After that, how much part? It is 0.5, right? 0.4772 plus 0.5. Okay, so 0.9772 will be my answer. Okay, see it. So using this formula, we'll calculate VAR. Okay, what is VAR? It is value at risk. So what it is, we'll see. It is used to calculate the expected minimum loss on investment in shares or portfolio in a given period of time. Okay, it is used to calculate the maximum loss on investment. Okay, the maximum loss, how much we can get, how much will be the maximum loss, we are going to calculate. Okay, so how do we calculate? Here they are given a formula. Okay, see, VAR is equal to investment value of security into standard deviation of 1 day into time square root into z-score. Okay, so you might feel this is, oh, what formula is this? Okay, so I'll explain it to you how it is derived. It's very easy. See, what was your z-score formula? Z-score is equal to x minus mu divided by standard deviation, right? So now what we are doing is we need to find x minus mu. Okay, we need to find the maximum loss. Okay, z minus standard deviation is equal to x minus mu. Okay, now we did this. Okay, we need to find what? We need to find var. What is var? Var is your, this one is z into standard deviation. Okay, because it was in divide, we'll multiply it. Okay, so x minus x is your required value minus your average value is equal to z into standard deviation. So this will be collectively known as VAR. Okay, value at risk. Okay, so how do we calculate this? Now z score is in terms. Okay, it is in decimals. Okay, it will be standard normal distribution table will be given, and we have to find the z score. Okay, it will be given in question. And standard deviation of security, it is of 1 day. Okay, it is given in percentage, but do we need in percentage? No, we need it in rupees. Okay, so standard deviation of security into my investment value. Okay, let's suppose, okay, investment value and into time. Why is it in square root? Because if you see here, the investment value, okay, sorry, the standard deviation, it is square root only, right? Standard deviation is what? Standard deviation is square root of variance, right? It is after doing square root of variance we get standard deviation. Okay, so if we directly multiply it with time, it will not be correct. Okay, if we do variance into time, it's right, but if we are doing standard deviation into time, then we need to do square root for both. Okay, that's why there is square root value. So why is here investment value? Because it is in percentage, we need to convert it into rupees. Okay, why time is multiplied? Because we need to calculate for the total number of time. It will be given in question. Okay, for the total number of time, how much is the value at risk? Okay, so that we are finding out. So just put it in the formula and you will get the answer. Okay, so T is the number of days for which the loss is to be calculated, and standard deviation of security is a standard deviation per day. Okay, and z score is a z score in cumulative area table for a particular period. Okay, that is confidence level. It is also known as confidence level. Now what is VAR is equal to investment value, calculate VAR in portfolio. Okay, so how do we calculate in portfolio? We'll do investment value in portfolio into standard deviation of portfolio into root of T into z score. We just substitute the values with standard deviation of portfolio. Okay, wherever there was security, we'll write portfolio. Okay, so how do we calculate standard deviation? Standard deviation is calculated as per Markowitz portfolio theory or modern portfolio theory. Okay, so we look into the questions. It is very much easy. Okay, we'll just solve in the calculator only. Let's see. The first question, suppose you hold 2 crores worth of shares of X Limited whose market price per share, whose market price standard deviation is 2% per day. Okay, 2% is the standard deviation per day. Okay, assuming 252 trading days a year, determine maximum loss over a period of 1 trading day and 10 trading days with the 99% confidence level. Okay, confidence level means what? Your Z score. Assuming share prices are normally for level of 99%, the equivalent Z score from the standard normal distribution table of cumulative area shall be 2.33. Okay, 99% confidence level if you want. So this Z score is 2.33. We'll just put it in the value in the formula. We'll get answer. Okay, so what it is, value at risk. Okay, question number 2. Okay, we'll solve it. So what is value at risk? value at risk is equal to investment value, that is your 2 crores. Okay, so they are saying that to be rounded off in 2 decimals in lakhs. Okay, so 200 lakhs. Okay, let's suppose it is lakhs. Okay, into what is my standard deviation? It is 2% per day, right? And what is the time? Time is 10 days. Okay, we'll take root of 10 into what is my z score? 2.33. Okay, so how much am I getting as value? Maximum, determine the maximum loss level. Okay, VAR is value at risk, that is how much is the maximum loss possible. Okay, so we are calculating that 200 into 2% into 2.33. I'm getting it as 29.47 lakhs. Okay, this is my value at risk. Okay, so I got the answer. Next, question number 3. Consider a portfolio consisting of 2 lakh investment in XYZ and 2 crore investment in XYZ and 2 crore investment in ABC. The daily standard deviation in both share is 1%. Okay, standard deviation is given as 1%, and the coefficient of correlation between them is 0.3. Okay, now they have given as coefficient correlation. Okay, you are required to determine 10-day 99% value at risk for the portfolio, not for the security, for the portfolio. Given the Z score from normal distribution table, 99% confidence level is required and the value is 2.33. Calculate amount up to 2 decimals and standard deviation up to 5 decimals. Okay, so what information do we need? VR is equal to portfolio investment value is how much? 200 lakhs plus 200 lakhs, right? 400 lakhs is my investment value. Okay, into my standard deviation. What is the standard deviation? They are given for both shares, it is 1%. Okay, but we cannot take it like that. Okay, so we need to calculate standard deviation of portfolio. Okay, because there is a factor of correlation, that's why we are doing standard deviation of portfolio. So what is the formula? It is standard deviation of 1 plus standard deviation of 2 the whole square, right? So how we'll do? 0.5, that is your weight. Okay, it is equal weight, right? 200 plus 200 is equal weight square into how much is the standard deviation? It is 1% for both. Okay, 1 square plus 0.5 square into 1 square. Okay, you cannot see a what. One square plus 2 into weight of A into weight of XYZ into standard deviation of A, standard deviation of XYZ into my correlation 0.3. Okay, so if you solve, what you will get? 0.5 into I'm getting it as 0.65%. Okay, 0.65%. Okay, this is my standard deviation of portfolio into 0.65. Okay, into what is the time? It is root of 10 into 2.33. Okay, so how much will be the value now? 0.65 into 400 into 2.33. Why am I getting such a big figure? Sorry. This is my variance of portfolio, right? This is my variance. This is percentage square. Okay, here we have taken variance of portfolio. Okay, now we need to do standard deviation. Standard deviation is what? Root of 0.65. Okay, so 0.65 square root is 0.8062%. Okay, So 400 into 0.8062% into 2.33. I'm getting 23.76. Okay, I'm getting answer as 23.76 lakhs. Okay, my value at risk is 23.76 lakh. Okay, just keep it in mind that this is the formula for variance. We'll move on to the next question, that is question number 4. I'll read it, you might not be able to see it, I guess. On Tuesday morning, before opening of the capital market, investor, while going through his bank statement, he observed that an amount of 7 lakhs is lying in his bank account. This amount is available for use from Tuesday till Friday. Okay, the bank requires a minimum balance of 1000 at all times. The investor desires to make a maximum possible investment where value at risk should not exceed the balance lying in his bank account. Okay, so they have given us a hint for value at risk. Okay, the standard deviation of market price of the security is 1.5% per day. The required confidence level is 99%. Okay, 99% is the confidence level. So what is will be my Z score? It is 99%. Okay, so 2.33. Okay, 2.33. Why we are not taking 9998 or 99904? Because we want 99% confidence. So this is the nearest figure. Okay, so we are taking this as my 2.33 as my Z score. Okay, so what they have given in question is that, see, let's assume, okay, let's decode. Okay, what we need for BAR is equal to investment amount into standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation per day. Okay, into my time. Okay, into my Z score, right? So what all value do we have? BR do we have? What they have said is that to make the maximum possible investment where value at risk should not exceed the balance lying in his bank account. How much is the value lying at his bank account? It is 7 lakhs. Okay, but is this whole amount usable? No. So 7 lakh, so 1000 has to be kept as minimum balance. Okay, so VR is equal to 7 lakh minus 1000, it is 6,99,000. Okay, and investment amount, so what they have asked us is that you are required to determine the maximum possible investment. Investment is not given. Okay, so standard deviation is given, it is 1.5% per day. Okay, 1.5% per day, and T is given, T is not given, right? We have to find it from here. Okay, on Tuesday morning it is given, and the fund is available for use from Tuesday till Friday. Okay, so how many days? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. Okay, 4 square root into, what is my Z score? My Z score is 2.33. We want 99% confidence, right? So 99.01, this is the nearest figure, so I am taking 2.33. So if we solve the equation, we'll get answer as 2.33 into 1.5%. So here I am getting as 0.60699 into my investment value is equal to 6,99,000. So how much is my investment value? It is 6,99,000 divided by 0.0699. Okay. So I am getting this as 1 crore. Okay, it was a reverse calculation sum. Practice it well. Okay, so that's it for today. We have completed risk management VR topic. Okay, the rest we have only practical topic. We will cover that in shorts, YouTube shorts. Okay, For this lecture, it is only this much. Tata, bye bye.